Hi everybody, I want to really quick give you an update about the managed isolation and quarantine there in New Zealand, the MIQ, and the massive price increase. And then I'll also want to talk about who's exempt, who has to pay for it. And I got a little guy here, he's smiling. And then I want to give kind of like an overview of what that is, the MIQ. So basically, overnight, about 2 days ago, the New Zealand government just increased the price for their managed isolation quarantine, and just briefly, they doubled the price. So, for example, a family of three and a baby, the babies don't count, we would be paying about $3,400 for 2 weeks to be in a hotel in New Zealand. Now, after March 25th, it's going to be $6,800. So that's a lot of money. I'll give a link to the article that talks the breakdown. I'm giving it in US dollars, not New Zealand dollars, because we're here in America and we're trying to get to New Zealand. A lot of the questions that I've been seeing online is people asking who's exempt, and if I come in with my partner, which by the way here in the United States when you say partner that means something completely different than in New Zealand. But moving forward, anybody has a visa that's trying to get into New Zealand is going to have to pay this hefty quarantine cost. Now, there are some exemption, and what I've seen online is a lot of people asking, like, well, my partner is an Australian citizen but a New Zealand citizen. Do they have to pay and I don't pay? Basically, is if you spend more than 90 days in New Zealand, you don't have to pay this quarantine bill, so to speak. So the way we're getting around that is that we have a newborn. Say hi, Matthew. And so my wife and I are going to use all our baby bonding time, FMLA, 12 weeks to go to New Zealand and not have to pay $6,800, which is stupid expensive. I really feel sorry for those families that already have a room, and come March 25th, they're going to have to pay that new price structure. So I'm sure there's a few people that are canceling their plans, and that's just to stay in a hotel in New Zealand. The flight there from the United States is like $1,500 one way with Air New Zealand from LAX. So as you can see, it could pile up. Now, what is this quarantine? Well, basically, if you go into New Zealand, you have to quarantine in one of their facilities for 2 weeks. And the word on the street was that a lot of Aussies were going through New Zealand to bypass the Australian quarantine regulations because it was a lot more expensive. So they would go to New Zealand, pay the $3,000 New Zealand dollars and per person, and well, per the first person, and then go on their merry way to Australia. I don't necessarily think that was the reason. The government is saying that the reason why this big increase is because of cost. That's really what they have to pay, the staff, the nurses, the doctors, the military, and the hotels. So that's why the cost has gone up. So like I mentioned, the way to get around it is if you stay there in New Zealand more than 90 days, you don't have to pay. So I hope this information is helpful, and if you have any questions, let me know, and if you have any comments, comment down below, and thank you for watching, and I hope everybody has safe travel. Bye.